To paraphrase old-time Bajan balladeer Rudy Boyce, let's do this one more time with feeling. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel. Welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast number 335. This is the one in Jeet Kune, how many times must it be said? As you're logging in, if you'd be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button. And feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune broadcasts. Okay, so let me put this up on the screen here. Because this is kind of what started it all. So now let me change that display. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Okay, so this is Black Belt Magazine. Now I forget. I think 1995, December 1995 or something, right? So you'll see here on the cover, Dan Inosanto returns to Black Belt, an interview with the Jeet Kune master. All right, so I took a screen grab of this, and I'm the one who highlighted it and whatever, the relevant stuff there, because one of the questions was, do you teach the original Junfan JKD? Obviously, this is 1995, so, you know, it was politically correct all of a sudden to change the name of Bruce Lee's art because of the nucleus and all that stuff from Jeet Kune to Junfan Jeet Kune, you know, so you had to do that. In fact, I remember I was just looking at something. Do I have it here? I just realized that on Chris Kent and Tim Tackett's book, you know, the original edition, it was Jeet Kune the textbook. And then it became Junfan / Jeet Kune, the textbook. So it was really important, right, for everybody to refer all of a sudden to the art as Junfan Jeet Kune, which I never did because I never signed up for that. I signed up for Jeet Kune, so anyhow, I digress, right? So the question was, do you teach the original stuff? And then the other question was, what do you usually teach at your martial arts seminars? And the other question was about classes or something like that, right? No. That was one of the answers. Anyhow, my point is this, right? In answering, Inosanto clearly stated that the blend class, the class where there was a little bit of Savate, there was a little bit of Muay Thai, there was a little bit of Junfan kickboxing, there was a little bit of whatever, clearly states that the blended class was so that students can decide if they want to train in any of the separate classes, because he goes on to say there's a pure Muay Thai class, there's a pure Shudo class, there's a pure Savate class, all that stuff. But there's also a class where all of that stuff is kind of put together, and people can start out in that class so that they can make a choice if they want to ostensibly stay in that class or go to one of the pure classes, right? Okay, so this is 1995 interview. And I'm thinking, why is it that after all this time, now we're in 2024, so this is what, 29 years ago? Yeah, almost 30 years ago. And that simple explanation still has not penetrated to the depths of understanding of some people in the JKD world. And then I had another thought, because you know me, I think a lot, right? And so I thought about this, the Art and Philosophy book. You guys know, the one that I always have at hand. Now, did you know this about this book? So my copy, I have 3 copies, as you know, right? And all of mine have a copyright date of 1980, but apparently that's not the original publication date. The original publication date is apparently 1977 or something. Well, that's way before my time. So So if anybody can verify that for me, because all my copies say 1980, but I've heard that it was actually published in 1977. Okay, but my point is this. There's, let me change that, see if you can see it, right? There's a section in there where it says, beginning students are told right from the start that what they are learning is not Jeet Kune. Instead, they can expect a general self-defense course that includes elements of boxing, Wing Chun, Eskrima, Panantukan, and even a little bit of Kempo. The kicking techniques are a combination of Northern Chinese style and Sikaran, the Filipino art of foot fighting. So this is either 1977 or 1980. So again, what do we have Inasano clarifying for people? Beginning students are not training in Jeet Kune. So now if this is 77 or 80, understand that this is the Kali Academy that we're talking about, which, as you well know, the full name is what? The Junfan Gung Fu and Filipino Kali Academy, okay? Right? So this is 77 or 80. That's what? 18 or 15 years before the 95 interview, where essentially the same thing was said, that people are not being introduced to Jeet Kune. So it's been going on for what now, right? For 40 something years, the simple explanation. Now, here's what's interesting, right? You read that passage, you realize there's never been an attempt to mislead anyone about anything and what they're learning. We have a declaration in the late 1970s. 20 years later, we have an article from 1995. Same idea repeated. This time around, we can see that there's been an expansion in what's being taught, because back in 77 and 80, Salem Ashley was not around to teach a pure Savat class. Ajahn Chai came on the scene, I believe, in 81 or 82. So nobody had spent enough time for there to be a Muay Thai class. In 77, 80, Yuri Nakamura was not there yet. So there could not have been a Shudo class. All that stuff had come into existence by 1995. And still people were explained, there's the pure class, but we have the blend class also, right? But this is my ultimate point. If you are someone who has known about all of this, if you're someone who, let me put it this way, I'll leave that out. I was going to say something, but I'm going to leave that out. If you're someone who has known about this all this time, and you still see fit to spread misinformation about Dan Inasano's approach, about his methods, and especially about his motivations, then I have to think that you are on a particular agenda yourself. Now, if you're someone who was not around in the 70s or the 80s, then I might cut you some slack. But the thing is, all this information is available, even if you need to go do some searching. Or, you know what? Ask a freaking question. Don't get on social media and tell people, oh, go find some humility. You're saying that Dan Inasano acknowledged Ted Wong as an instructor. Yeah, I'm saying that because that's what happened, right? So don't tell me that I'm not being humble, because, and you don't even know what the heck it is that you're talking about, okay? Because remember, you may have just come on the scene. If you've just come on the scene, ask questions. Don't go spouting off your opinion when you don't know as much as you could know. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, because it's alarming, right? When I realized that there are people who have known about all of this all this time because they were right there, perhaps even in 77 when the book was first published. So they've known about this all along, and still they see it fit to talk about Inosanto deliberately trying to confuse people and add in stuff, add in styles to Jeet Kune and all this nonsense when they have been sitting on this information for decades. So you guys let me know what you think about this in the comments below. That's all I am going to say in this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. Of course, if you follow me on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods, you could as well follow me here on Facebook at Dwight D. Woods as well. At paypal.me/UnifiedMA Miami, paypal.me/UnifiedMA Miami. That's where you will find the Jeet Kune Journey Volume 1, the raw but edited version. That's at paypal.me. Can I show it? There we go. PayPal.me/UnifiedMA Miami. You can also support the show over at JKDRebel.com. Click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you'll see stuff like this, stuff like that, stuff like that. That's JKDRebel.com. Just click on the Rebel Gear link. Coming up, wow, this time next week we'll be in the throes of it, because G. Anthony and Mrs. Joseph will get here. They get here at 9 p.m. or something, I think, right? So, and then we will be rocking and rolling. TCF The System seminar is next weekend. Unless you're in the state of Florida, right? Well, no, people can drive down from the Carolinas and Georgia, I guess, right? Anyhow, if you don't yet know about this, go to Facebook, my page, Dwight D. Woods, and click on the events section, and you'll see all the information about this, the TCF seminar. Coming up next year, Titans of JKD 4, February 1st and 2nd. And so information available at titansofjkd.com. And that is about it. Let me just check and make sure. Oh, no, I can't forget this. God damn, he'll kill me if I forget this. On Friday, 6 p.m., Jeet Kune Dialogues episode number 309 with Alex Hausman, founder of Iron Monkey JKD. This is going to be an interesting one, I can tell you that. Well, you guys know Alex. You know he's an interesting, albeit cryptic guy, but this is going to be a good one. So join us here on Facebook and the YouTube Jeet Kune Dialogues channel Friday at 6 p.m. with Alex Hausman. Today is a russet day. Not too often that this happens. All right. And I am going to leave you with this. Does it work that way? It works better that way. Okay, so this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, signing off. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Talk soon.